look up this side. It's very difficult for Bacon Time to just swing around that corner and take easy shots. They have to expose themselves first. So Down One Gaming, I think this is a very nice push for them. Again, tactical to a T at the moment.
They have augmented the reality that they find themselves in. Those buggies playing a big part. Titan on the south side playing with 3 Aegon XI8. Same story, very close to one another. Currently, this is what is stopping the fight from really popping off over towards Mansion. If Titan finds a pick, if Aegon XI8 take a crumble, looks like they might do. Puncher sneaks back behind the tree. Look at that, finding everything they're looking for on the sprays. Not really taking too much in response. Just Blade remains. A little bit of damage, sure, but they stay alive on 3. Sung swings out over in the meantime on the wall, but now Titan can move up and into this engagement. Sung looking to get that res from Forest. Not playing too far forwards. The shift goes away from Mansion, though.
Yeah, up towards Inco. We're in a great spot at the moment. Nenebete, seasoned player for PUBG Mobile. Looking for some more shots. Quite the passive team that he played on before, but now he's in a position where he can use a little bit more of that gun skill, that accuracy that we've seen from him to his advantage. Mafia Boy does spot Forest. Down One Gaming's doing a great job to hold on at the moment. With that circle moving away from it has made things extremely rough. And Nima's been waiting here the entire time, but nade in hand. It goes big as well.
They played their hand really very well, but sometimes you're just up against the Royal Flush. It's not going to work out for Down One to go much further here, but 6th place, 10 eliminations. That's a great way to kick things off to your top 16 bid. Now we turn our attention over towards Inco, playing in that central position, the only team with 4 alive.
Struggle spot for them. That is any team towards that southwest side, currently in the mansion, duking it out at the moment. This is the haunted mansion though, and it's the ghosts of other players that have crashed onto it that will be trying to rake at you. Bacon's time, looking for some more. Shirty, swinging a little bit over towards Bodo. Skylight's trying to leave this position. Great spray transfer there.
Oh, nearly, but gets cut down by Mafia Boy. Shirty around the side, looking to sneak the shots through. Hops over the wall. A drop shot from Shirty's not quite good enough, but Noise is there, unfortunately. They don't really have a lot of time to go for this res. It will be shutting fairly soon. Looks like they have cover from the wall. And in the meantime, Pmgc have been holding out on this northeast side.
Massively present though in this game. Despite everything being down out to one split with the 2 players they still afford to them. 2 players on Bacon Time as well. Team that just missed out on that grand final qualification spot in 4th place over in Group Green. Get to take it home there, John, but weren't able to. Now Pmgc, I think for them, this is so important. Starting off the survival stage strong for Pmgc after what has to be one of the saddest downfalls of a team from 3 days, from 2nd all the way down to 12. It's a good grenade to start and good damage as well, because Inco has not been able to move very much at all. There's hardly any loot on their side, hardly anything to dissuade these players.
How did Emodi make that cross? I mean, Vitali seemed like he had a broadside there, maybe too worried about Bacon Time's duo, and now both teams are managing to make their way forwards. Pmgc are right up on the wall. Finally, Emodi does go down to squash. They might want to push in, but Bacon Time are still here. Vitali falls. A nice little flush out from Freak. Last player standing for Pmgc, and in comes Shirty from Bacon Time, and all of a sudden, Inco lose 2 of their players. They're drawing even on numbers, and it's all to play for.
Bacon Time hears the shooting, they hear the commotion, and they realise how long Inco's been here. You can see there's no meds, absolutely no utility for Inco to keep any teams at bay. But again, they drop the stopwatch, wait for the time to be right, and now they move in. Bacon Time looking to hit this one hard.
No nades for Noise, unfortunately. Can't put one in to Squash's shack. Shirty, I imagine he doesn't have a nade either. Difficult to get that nade through, but it looks like Shirty would have the angle if he had any. No, doesn't have any utility. So Bacon Time completely dry on pretty much everything as well. Just wondering how much Pmgc have to spare. Look at that. Noise, no meds either. No stims active. Goodness me. Everybody's run completely dry here for the final zone.
You've got Inco, Pmgc and Bacon Time all walking into a compound One will leave with the punchline. That is the chicken dinner. Which team it is, no utility at all. Hamodi's running with bandages right now to get himself up to fairly decent health pool. Squash refusing to move, but both these teams will have to drop into this compound. It is so central. So as the 9th zone starts to shrink, question is who can get in? I mean, Shirty's able to maybe drop some smokes. Oh, smokes.
No, I don't think anybody has any utility on the outside.
Nothing.
There's a Molotov from Squash. That's big, actually. Repositions Shirty, but does give Squash's position away. Has some more to play with as the zone is closing. Shirty takes a couple ticks from the Molotov. Hamodi super low. Remember, he's only playing on bandages right now. Will be having to churn through them, but the zone is closing, Black.
There's a limited amount of time that you can go for the heal. Freak, though, moved him on the side like a Viper.
Big, has an angle, lines them up, knocks them down, Bacon time fall, and now it's just Pmgc who've been playing quiet on the northeast side. Nobody was challenging them. 3rd place for Bacon time, and Pmgc move in. Squash in the shack, looking to try and control the close, but Freak is there, has got the auto shotgun, and it could be the difference maker here. Freak reloading both. Hamodi playing low on the bandages, and there's the shotgun from the top rope. It's all up to Hamodi. Becker out the door, will get sprayed down, and Hamodi in a 1 versus 1 now. Inko on the inside, they've been holding for so long, and it looks like the close will be going Hamodi's way. Forces the challenge to come from Squash, and the shotgun around the side is going to make it work. Inko, take it down.
An incredible rough game there for Inko at the end. I mean, they played it out as long as they could, but a great distract coming through from Hamodi towards the end side there to get Freak round the side to
through the process. What? Hang on a minute. I thought he was dead to rights, but Titan is staying alive. Last player making that move. Inko cannot find the shot. Squash, last player standing now for the squad. Alpha 7 is still going. Squash finally able to take down the last player from Skylights Gaming, but in the meantime, 6 has moved all the way up, and Squash in danger here. Getting caught from the off angle. It's Alpha 7 chiming in.
And that's Becker down from Squash himself. From Titan's actually able to find some of those shots, so difficult push. Inko down, Alpha 7 out in 6th place, not the worst result in the world, but VPE, masterclass on how to make these pushes work. Trading off players where they can, but they always make those trades count. I think that's the main thing you have to keep in mind when you look at VPE. Fortunately, Kante wasn't able to be taken down by VPE earlier on, and now is proving a bit of an issue. 4 rivals could get involved, but Schweppes will finally find him. Very good with the M4 throughout the majority has been Schweppes. And the Thailand representative is really doing work here in Pmgc.
Vampire Esports looking for the res. Ravenclaw has the off angle, slows Damwon down, but does nothing more than that. Makes them hit the deck, forced to reload. And Stone shot out again, just Schweppes now as 4 rivals want their pound of flesh. DBS around the sidelines. Schweppes just does not give a damn at this stage. Hits the deck and stays alive. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to get that heal off. I just don't think you have cover. Fabian sees to it. Vampire eliminated. They made their run and it was strong. But now 4 rivals versus Damwon. Damwon coming off the back of a really strong game 1, looking for more. 5 eliminations and they want the rest of them as well. A nade over the top, 4 rivals down to 2. 2 players active for Damwon as well. Fabian and Osal.
I mean, the fact that Appy makes a very awkward push upwards and immediately goes down, now gives an opportunity for Damwon Gaming to get up into position and maybe take this fight. If Voki goes down, this is even Stevens. Looking to finish the fight now is Damwon Gaming, a 2v4, looking to make it happen. Nade over the top, should be on target, do some damage, maybe, but not. Does not get the information, which is not amazing, but they will at least confirm 1 player. Another nade, tries to get behind the rocks here, John.
Tommy gun in hand. Fabian moving through. Osal also 2 Tommy guns here. Original gangsters coming on through. 4 down 1, and we've seen how powerful they can be on these ridge lines, how impactful they can have an effect on this lobby. But in a 2 versus 3 now after the res has come through. Might be tricky. Appy does have that close range power in hand as well. A cheeky couple of shots might be all it takes, but they're right on the edge, and Damwon have to fight outwards. They've spotted Appy. Fabian on the trail. Can't really commit though at this stage. The nades from over the top, they know how dangerous it is.
Looking to get a bit of a resupply over here from the players from VPE. You wonder if 4i was able to loot any of this, or if VPE had anything left. Remember, they had to tear their way through from that south side to get into position. Regardless of what happens, that was a good game from VPE. We can expect to see some more from them going forward. Avian just looking out towards Appy's side, making sure to clear out this angle. They tried to accelerate the game earlier on to get themselves into a 2v2, which would have been ideal. Appy made a misstep before. Let's see if he makes another.
They're moving over the top. They're baiting out the peak. They're baiting out the shots. They know this one position. They know the ridge line to their right is at least a little bit secure. Forwards push. Tommy gun out yet again for Fabian. And in come the rest of the four rivals,
Good
but not before their teammate falls. 2 versus 2. They isolated it. Pemgc, second to go. And now down 1 and a 2 versus 1. They took on 4 and they've managed to knock back 3 of them. Now the last stand for 4 rivals to try and keep them alive here. Playing at the back. The zone is closing and it is the final one. Appy not going to be able to give that information over anymore. Fabian takes that feather out of his cap, and now the last player standing. Pui around the side. Fabian looks for the challenge, steps up, but falls back. They're just trading off against one another, and Dam 1 dominates. What a way to close out that game with 2.
2v4 there. I mean, they played cat and mouse with 4 rivals for so long, and usually it's Jerry that beats out Tom, but if you've got 2 Toms, it's a very different story entirely. Very good stuff from Dam 1 game in the end there, and perfectly executed. I mean, he's currently trying to clear out this hillside that has Hamodi, as well as the final players from Skylights Gaming in. Matic going down, though, from Hamodi. Not great. Al-Haji found in the meantime.
Matic not flushed out just yet, so HVVP can keep this one rolling. Hamodi has been dealt with. Skylights from the top, I think they showed their hand a little bit, and Tixi wants to suppress them, allow this res to come on through. Will be crucial for their push for this final circle to keep all 4 of themselves alive. Tixi cannot go down. This nade looks like it might be there, and it is. Tixi falls, and Skylights Gaming have a little bit of an opening to play with. Kitsune is going to be so important on this backstop. But Tixi can get rezzed here as well. Matic moves out. That nade shouldn't do too much more than worry him. Meku moving around. Medic on the field.
HVP, this is a key position that they identified. Good shots though. We'll send AJ off that position for the time being. Box should also be able to look up this way. And I think for Skylights Gaming, this position is a lot more useful when you only have the 1 team up there. Mafioso does a lot of damage over towards Box, gets at least 1 knock in, and immediately goes for the first aid kit, runs out, and it's not seen.
Look at that. I think Soaz did just catch the tail end of it. Certainly sees the peak ups there, and that's a nade. The utility usage from Soaz on this angle has been great, but Mafioso is just outclassing him on the gun skill, finally able to get the better of him. Mythic still is there. Box on 4, but with 1 down. HVVP are looking to establish their lead. The hillside is not safe either. Matic, attention moved his way. Doesn't get knocked, but takes a little bit of damage. The shift goes up north and away from Box.
It's a really strong position that HVP move themselves into. Yes, they don't take down Skylights Gaming, but they squeeze them uncomfortably over towards Box Gaming. So they're taking damage. It's unlikely that Mafia Boy gets off this first aid kit. And now, start to work from here. Kitsune should pass that information back. Immediately, it's fragged onto. And now Box Gaming just have to leave break behind. 2 players, and HVP looking for a big match here in Sandhawk.
And they will find the first. Scry wants to be the challenger. 3 players up the hill to deal with. Actually, all of them with their backs to the blue. If Scry can stay alive, keep them at distance, might have a chance, but Killer's there. DRS ladder up into second. They've been lying in wait for so long, and now's their chance to strike. Meku goes down, sure, but HVVP take a much-needed chicken dinner. And you can see that. I mean, it's nothing but relief there. Blanca said it. Uncontested on the crossing, uncontested on the chicken.
Looking for some more of those handshakes coming through. Finally they get them. But yeah, that was one of those wins where they look very calm towards the end, and you kind of see why. You know, it was a very well played game and a careful game. You can almost see why there wasn't much of that. Long position over towards this north side, a fortress that none of the teams that moved it through the north have been able to get rid of or even do any damage to the walls here. They are perfectly pristine, and now YZZ sends a nade over the top. It's nicely placed, and that's BTR out, and 9 eliminations for LGD. We said they had to keep on going. We said they had to keep pumping, and they absolutely have here.
This could be their strike for first place. It's a really solid result. Vampire have been dominant on this southwest side for so long. They've had the high ground, and they played it fairly perfectly, I would say, for an urban finish. 5 teams remaining now, and Vampire, 3 players alive. Certainly a hope of going a little bit further. Bacon Time, though, 1 elimination. Sure, they might be able to get late in here, but with only the 1 elim, they're going to need to post bigger numbers. Oh!
It's off the top of his head.
Oh dear, off the backboard there. Bobbles up the helmet. That's a knock and a half. Alm style, though, should be resible here, and Noise can keep putting these nades around the corner. Modi crunched in by the blue zone. That's going to be it. Curtains for Enigma Galaxy.
3 eliminations for Bacon Time, but is it enough? I don't think so. Enigma Galaxy still going far in this one, looking to grab their ticket through to last chance to get in towards that grand finals. A real return to performance for them. MVM takes a lot of damage, moves through the smoke, tries to move further towards the circle. Zone 9. You would not think we're here already, considering the amount of action that we've seen. But now, time for things to get a little bit hairy for these guys.
Vampire, the only team at 3. Everybody else is at 4. Been taking heavy fights in the meantime. LGD nades over towards Skylights. AJ, you can't push past anymore. You're isolated off that wall, but everybody's moving. Everybody's chivying, except for Bacon Time. They hold the center. The final circle closes. Everybody's going to have to fight towards them. It's a big advantage. Nima nades out the window. LGD want to put one back in. Actually put it out the front door instead, trying to catch them on the rotate, but there's Bacon Time standing up. Find the player close. I get the flush as well. 4 eliminations now racked up as LGD cut down to 3. Crosses need to come through. The smokes litter the ground to try and keep everyone alive, Black.
Beautiful nade there from Ice. There's a huge amount of staggering damage through to LGD, and Skylight's Gaming looking to capitalize on top of it. MBM moves forward. He's extremely low himself. Look at this. Skylight's Gaming just falling by the wayside.
Vampire trying to
still in this.
Chime in on the sidelines from Vampire. Schwepp is going to go down first, and there's LGD eliminated. 7 eliminations now for Bacon Time. They are starting to rack them up. 8 now on the cards as LGD get up to 11 elims, 4th place. 2 teams now remain. It's Vampire versus Bacon Time. They didn't have the elimination count to back up this position, but now they do, Blank. It's Bacon Time from Thailand looking to try and get back into the conversation. Shots over towards Vampire, and they will be able to find a lot, but Armstyle down again. Ravenclaw at a crucial off angle, but the zone shrinking means that he's backed off of it. All 3 players are alive, and there's an alleyway that they have to fly out of. Bacon Time used to smoke as cover. They cut 1, looking for a second on the floor. Ice is there, last standing, he's in the smoke, and they're able to find it. It's Bacon Time to bring it all back.
There was Thailand on Thailand action towards the end there, but it was Bacon Time with a Muay Thai kick. Now just breaking the back.
HVVP are still going, by the way. With the duo that they have and the position that they're in, no one's going to be looking to move past them. They've got some good sightlines. They've got some good cover to be getting on with. It's the next move that is worrying for them. Alpha 7 playing as 4 on the south side. Actually, the only team with 4 still alive. So HVVP still very much in the mix of it. Sone gets rolled straight up on. Unfortunately, though, it's not great news for Vampire, who have to hit the deck and try and stay alive. Alpha 7 not going to peek the ridgeline just yet, but Vampire on 2, 10 elims, top 5.
Yeah, good opportunity now for Alpha 7 to take this one home. Not performing up to scale so far. Oh, look at that HVP move in, though. He should have a good beat over towards Vampire Esports. Might have heard this roll up. Vehicle explodes. The nade might be on target to take down 1, and then another should seal the deal.
There we go. Finding actually quite a few points from that. 2 eliminations and the ladder up into 4th place as well. 10 elims, 5th place. Good result for Vampire. Either way, any way you slice it. 9 elims for HVVP as the duo remains. 4 players alive for Alpha 7. Box with just the 1. Actually, HVVP are splitting up here.
Matic sends up top side. Quick scout. This is the dangerous scout. I hate it, but I love it all the same.
Oh, well.
Never complain too much.
No, you never
Teasing them. with the back of the vehicle.
He knows the ridgeline so well, though. He's got that vision on lock. Kisune has to back it up. Reverse
that bad boy.
Doesn't even have time to give it the swivel. Kisune spotted. Not quite as slick with it as Matic is. HVVP down to 1. Who's going to be able to ladder up further? Bigatron, 5 eliminations, and this could be their game as well, to prove that they deserve to be here. Box finally eliminated. HVVP ladder up 3rd place now. 9 eliminations. I think 10 eliminations just achieved by Alpha 7. 5 for Bigatron. Matic, if he can rack one more up, it could be good. Doesn't quite spot Jim Foster though, even though he's low. Misery in the sightlines instead. Spray looks good for 1, 2, and a headshot there, but not quite finding the knock. Jem Foster wants to put a nade out that way and see if he can bring HVVP's run to a close.
Unfortunate there for Matic. Really felt like he could have had that one. Alpha 7's got full sightlines over this entire place. Jem Foster, the nades are getting closer. Matic's getting worried. Still has a lot of room to step around. It has to be a perfectly placed grenade there to hit him.
No left. There's none left now from Jem Foster. He used all of those nades and fell them all short. Alpha 7 looking to move down the hillside. Oh, Matic spotted. Mafioso takes him out. That's HVVP down, 3rd place, 9 elims. Really strong game yet again, but cut on the sidelines. It's Bigatron to find a player from Alpha 7, bring them into line. It's 3 versus 3 blank.
Fighting uphill, never an easy battle, but this tiny ridge side, BTR is giving themselves some room. A lifeline to play off of the back of. Mythic moves down. Alpha 7 would love to finish out this game strong. Mythic, though, spotted now. Liquid. But the angles are spotted as well from Alpha 7. That's a great scouting play.
Didn't quite draw the fire from Liquid. They knew Liquid was there from the elimination that was got earlier. So that off angle is known. At the moment, more central is Alpha 7, which means that the impetus is on Bigatron to make something happen here in the 3 versus 3. From the north side. A split wide for Jen Foster. Looks like 2 players are going to mark that position as well for Alpha 7. Mafioso. They're looking for the off angles. I don't know if they know exactly where Jen Foster is. I say that as Mafioso is looking almost directly at him. They definitely know.
That's what Mythic's roll down was for. It was to identify where they were playing on this ridge. So he moves down just far enough to see along the side of it. And if they know that they're playing one either side on the east and the west, then they can isolate targets and put themselves in a better position to take shots down towards them. So that was really important, that scout, not only just to see Jem Foster, but to see all of the players along that line. If they were grouped up, then they could move to the other side and play as a unit, but now they can see that they need to hold either side of this blue. It was a very smart play, and it had to be done quick.
Very small amounts of utility for both of these teams. Alpha 7 fought out of Pmgc towards Enigma Galaxy's stronghold, so they've utilized a lot here. There is a smoke bloomed on that western edge, but the utility very, very low. Bigatron will be looking to try and keep it together as well, but 1 nade, 1 Molotov on side for Alpha 7. Easy Liquid, Baron, not even got the stims active yet, which is interesting for the final circle, but maybe it's not even needed. Those ticks, though, all the same, can give you small edges. The Groza from Carrillo, if he spots Liquid, that's it. Misery cowers under the bullet, steps up for Liquid. Carrillo doesn't even know he's there. He turns, he's on the swivel, and there's an answer. 1 for 1 on the trade. Liquid not immediately flushed, but both teams now down to 2. Misery and Jen Foster from the south, looking for the shots. Jen Foster finds Mythic. Now it's just Mafioso and Bigatron are looking to take Alpha 7 to task. 6 eliminations on the card so far. It would be a really solid chicken dinner to end their day. For the sole representatives from their country, Bigatron with 2 players looking to take on Mafioso. They move up to the tree. Jem Foster gets a tag on Mafioso as well. Misery puts a bullet down range. 1 player goes down, goes for the fall, but it's the nade to send him up in smoke. And Bigatron close down strong, halfway on their run for the survival stage, and they post a much-needed chicken dinner.
Lock it down.